Saying nothing doesn't mean there's no exchange. The whole body is a tongue. Anyone sharing in this experience knows what is being said. The lowering of the eye, a frown, a smile, a hand with a welcome gesture, all reveal information not influenced by sound or verbal complexities. It's easier to manipulate words than to control the natural and voluntary reactions of the body. The body speaks volumes endlessly. How and what we communicate opens up a spacious place where our connection is limitless and penetrates our world. Awareness of one another is the reality of love. To design our destiny in a beautiful way, we need to open our eyes and our hearts and find beauty everywhere. I was drawn to the Sufis because they recognized qualities in me that were of better service to myself and others, a connection to humanity, to know love. Sufis concentrate on functions for motion. They go in every direction that love calls them to smooth things out. Whatever seeks light is light, and those who seek light and clarity ultimately find people in accordance with this knowledge. It's an amazing thing, and it's been my experience. If you go, you will arrive. The first step on this vertical pilgrimage is knowledge, intuitive knowledge, knowledge through the heart rather than the intellect. This leads to the second phase, affection, which elevates you to the third stage, love. 2 steps and you're there. Those who have arrived inevitably wish to shake the amnesia of the soul out of others. When we realize that our heart has been blind, it means we've gained a bit of sight. The friendship between Sufi companions becomes a continuous conversation in silence and in words, in presence and in absence, in you-ness and I-ness. In our oneness, light appears on the breath of the sincere friends. We look upon each other with the heart of reality and listen with the ear of our soul. Our episodes may be heard as eavesdropping on these exchanges. With grace and permission, we hope we can bring you what little we know. We now turn our conversation to our dear friend once again, Hafiz. They look upon each other's heart with the eye of reality and listen with the ear of the soul. Our video episodes may be heard as eavesdropping on these exchanges. With grace and permission, we hope we can bring the little we know to you.
Hello, Aura.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, and you?
Fine, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you.
Again, another aspect of being a Sufi, and this time we're talking about friendship.
Yes.
And one thing that comes to mind is a beautiful poem that says the souls have been together forever, now the bodies are merging. So it takes it to the highest possible level. A friend is someone you wake up looking forward to. It's like perfume. I think there was a poem that says a dear friend is like a perfume merchant. Even when they're not with you, you can still smell them. And it's a learning process. It's character building. It's coming to the company of a friend is a form of a shelter from oneself, from the world, and takes away the fear. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. And also, it's a good process to refine our manners, because Sufism is based on the idea that those who are better than you in terms of conduct are closer to being realized as perfect human beings. So it's something to look forward to look up to, and choosing your friends helps you in your growing process, in developing parts of you that are more important to you than growing intellectually or physically, or
almost like finding treasures.
Well, that's the whole purpose. Every human being is a treasure, is a hidden treasure, and much more appreciated when discovered. And the ability of somebody in the path to find those treasures, exploit them to the maximum, so the person, the treasure holder, is the one who benefits, and concealing shortcomings and defects. It's a very difficult science. But we can be the world's friend. We can be everybody's friend without being obnoxious, without being overwhelming, without invading people's lives and territories. Just a smile, opening a door and making sure that answering a need that you don't have to, but you do it just to make somebody's day.
Do you think that because we're so stressed for time nowadays that it's affected the quality of friendship?
Well, it shouldn't, because quality should not be determined by time spent. It should be determined, for instance, if you can't afford 4 hours of your time to a friend in need, then make it that very productive half hour or less. Be there with your entire being. Many times, we've had conversations where we're talking, but I'm elsewhere or you're elsewhere.
Right. But we're still present to each other.
We're present, but I think being present is being fully engaged.
Right.
And I think listening carefully, and I think also recognizing, because I remember last time we were doing this, I failed to realize that the people in the room were much higher beings than I will ever be. That it didn't hit me until I got home to understand that sometimes our arrogance, our inability to realize that this gift is in everyone is how we fail miserably.
Before we conclude, explain to me the allegory of the lion and the thorn and how it relates to what we're talking about.
It's a Sufi story, also used as a fable that we used to hear as children, where the hare overcame his fear. And of course, fear is crippling. Once we get over fear, we can do anything. Positive, hopefully.
Right.
But coming over that fear, approached the lion who had a thorn stuck in his paw, and removed it, healed the lion, took the aggressive nature of the lion away, and replaced it with compassion towards every rabbit after that.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure being with you.
And I with you. Thank you. Every war and every conflict between human beings has happened because of some disagreement about names. It is such an unnecessary foolishness, because just beyond the arguing, there's a long table of companionship set and waiting for us to sit down. This by Rumi, a poem called One Song. How appropriate and needed for our times. Thank you once again for the pleasure of your company. We look forward to our next meeting. Happy spring. And we invite you to subscribe to One World in Concert's YouTube channel. Please rate our videos, and please leave your comments. We look forward to them. Stay connected.
Taliban.